Right, today we're going to be talking about In Times New Roman. It's the new Queens of the Stone Age album. It came out on the 16th of June, so exactly a week ago. So I got on with the review as quickly as I could. The ones I already knew, Emotion Sickness and Carnivore. And I kind of knew Paper Machete, but they released that like 2 days ago. But yeah, anyway, this is the first one in 6 years since Villains, and it kind of, in many ways, it sounds fairly similar. Like the sound has definitely like evolved, but the production seems kind of similar-ish. Although I think that's mainly because kind of production quality is leveled out a little bit. Just because it's kind of hit a peak almost. So yeah, this is the new one. But I think the lyrical content has changed quite a lot, and the overall feel is it's quite a lot darker. I think this is actually quite a dark. That's kind of shown in the album cover. It's quite a dark one. It definitely feels like that. Especially like Carnivore is like very very dark. But yeah, the lyrics, a lot of these lyrics I can't comment on because I can't hear most of the lyrics. Like these are probably ones you'd have to like read into and look up the meanings. So for sure, this has a lot of potential to grow on you over time, which is always a good thing with these albums. You want to kind of like look for the longevity of them as well, because some albums, they do take a while, and I can imagine this being one that over time would really grow because it's got so much lyrical content. There's so much depth. Like the production is quite really like layered and quite sophisticated, but it has also enough like repetition to be accessible as well. So it's definitely quite accessible. Like What the People Say, that's a very accessible one. I'd say Negative Space is quite an accessible song, and Paper Machete as well. So like it's still got something for everyone. So yeah, as for the favourites, What the People Say, this is a great one actually because it has like a progression. The song does progress quite a lot. So it starts off with the really catchy verses, and then at the end the song actually changes a lot, and this backing vocal comes in from like, I think it's a guest vocal. I'm not actually sure who's singing it, but it's really cool, and it really like contrasts with the first half. So I really like that. Straight Jacket Fitting was amazing as well. Again, progression, like it has that acoustic part at the end, which I think is a bit of like a nod to Obscenery as well. Obscenery was amazing. Paper Machete has an amazing riff. It has that harmonic in it, which you don't hear that much from Queens anymore. Just generally harmonics and riffs are very, very nice. Made to Parade, I mean, to be honest, it's actually just amazing all the way through. I mean, Sicily, I can't actually quite remember how it goes. But I mean, other than that, it's pretty good. The only one which I'm slightly like kind of bored of is Negative Space, but it's not a bad song at all. Like, it's still a very catchy riff. I think maybe it's just almost too catchy and too repetitive at points. But yeah, it's not bad at all. So yeah, the only thing I'd say this one lacks in comparison to say like Clockwork, is it doesn't really have at the moment anyway a big standout here like Clockwork had, Sat by the Ocean, Villains had, The Way You Used To. This one doesn't seem to have like one massive like big radio friendly kind of hit, which is fine. It's still like a nice listen all the way through, but I feel like it's lacking the classic. Although we will see it because hindsight will change that. It's only been out for a week, so we'll see if any of these end up becoming classics. At the moment, if I had to guess, it would still probably be Emotion Sickness. But yeah, we'll see about that. Anyway, this has been a longer review because I've just been talking a bit slower, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts. I'm going to give the overall rating. I think a very generous, not even generous, I think it deserves fully a 9.5 out of 10. I'm not going to quite give it a 10, mainly because it was like, the lacking the big hit single and being slightly more inaccessible. You probably wouldn't want to be your first Queens album. So yeah, 9.5, but really great.